Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ian Jukes and today I'm going to be showing you my smart Lightroom workflow. So these are some images I took yesterday on the way to work. These images are going to be used in an upcoming video called what's the name of the video? Let me think. Commute and shoot. Yeah, how to commute and shoot. So don't waste time. Commute whilst you shoot while you commute. Okay, so let's get back to the video in hand. So I've already added geotags and I've already added keywords before I import into Lightroom, and then I add them into this workflow set here. So you can see workflow, and this workflow, this collection set rather, has inside of it a number of smart collections. Okay, you can find on my channel a full video explaining exactly how to set this up. It's called Lightroom Workflow for Street Photography. If you look at my channel, you'll find it. And basically what it does, it forces us to actually go through each shoot in a methodical manner and edit them from the first call down until they're completely finished. Okay, so here I have 94 images inside of this collection, and the first step is called call. So how I do it is that I tend to go and get rid of all the panels by pressing Shift and Tab, and then I will go into grid view by pressing G, and I'll maximize the size of the thumbnails so I can see 6 at one time. The reason I do this is because if you try to call them and you can only see one image, how do you know what's coming next? If there's a sequence of images, you don't know which one is the best one, right? So it's better to do it this way. So I'll start with the first one, and this is the call. I'll just remind you here on the left. So this is call. So what we're doing here is just doing the first rudimentary pass, keep and reject, keep and reject. So P for pick, X for reject. So I'm going to pick, 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 pick. Unless they're really bad, I tend not to get rid of them at this point. Pick, 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 pick. Most of these are kind of okay, right? There's nothing too like terribly bad, you know. Pick. This one I don't really like because of the. Actually, I'll leave it in because in the video I do reference it, so I'll leave it in. Pick, pick, pick. Got a few here going around. This one I like. That one I don't particularly like because of the guy walking past with his hand sticking in the pianist's head. It's not particularly nice, so that one can go. Pick, pick. That's a bit of a nothing shot, and this one didn't really work out either. Pick, pick. These ones I'll pick them. Here we go. Let's see what's next. Pick. Here I'm just experimenting with different exposure levels. Obviously this is backlit, so it's quite tricky to get the correct exposure. These students are very friendly yesterday. I met them at the this is Weiwuwing. It's an art center in Kaohsiung in Taiwan, and yeah, I was having a good chat to them for quite a while. Pick, pick, and I saw this couple sat on the side, and I thought they'd make a nice portrait, and I asked them, and they kindly said okay. So pick, pick, pick. That one, no. Pick. It's quite easy, this method. Pick, pick. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going to check the chat because I can't see the chat and do this at the same time on the same screen. Let me just have a look at the chat. See if there's anybody here, even here. There might not be anybody here. Let me have a look. Don't even know how to add. I'm really new to this software, this OBS. I never use it. Participants. Nobody's here. Oh well. Not to worry, not to worry. I'll just keep going. This is being recorded, so you know, people can watch later if they want to. So pick. That one, do I want it? No, yes. This one was a guy that was singing, and you know, he was making a right old well, he was enjoying himself, let's put it that way. But I don't particularly felt that he wanted to be photographed, because he kept turning away. So I shan't include any of his photos in this, you know, because you have to be respectful, right, of people's wishes. And I'll keep that one. So that's the first initial pass. So the second stage, as you can see, I've got call. Now I've got rate. And I've got 86 photos to rate. So now typically in a normal shoot, this is not quite a normal shoot because I want to make a video afterwards based on these images. But if I was doing a normal shoot, obviously the next step is to rate the images. And I have a system where if I rate an image as 3 stars, then it will progress through to the next step. Let me just show you what I mean. So here I've got rate. The next step is step 3, keywords and metadata. So only images that have 3 stars will progress through to keywords and metadata. Now the reasoning for this is that I figure that adding keywords, adding metadata like titles and stuff, that's a time consuming process. So we don't want to do it to all of the images. There's no point. We only want to do it to the best images, if that makes sense. So, and I'll use 3-star ratings, and the reason for that is, as you spend more time with the images and you get to know them, you can easily upgrade or downgrade 3, 2, 1, and you know that only 3 stars will need to go through to the next step. Okay, let's get rid of that panel and we can start. So typically where I've only got one image, I'll just give it a 3 because I need to use it in the video. But for most people, if you didn't need to use them in a video, literally really just pick the ones that you absolutely like the most. There is no point in doing editing all of your images. That one's kind of a strange one, but I do quite like it. The fact that his face is hidden by the rail. And if you go past and you change your mind, you can always do Command Z or Command Z, and then you can change it, downgrade it. I think I'll downgrade that one to a 2, 3. I mean, with disk space being so cheap at the moment, there's no reason to delete stuff off, really. But my feeling is that also time is important, right? So we don't want to spend, you know, hours and hours and hours editing. So we need to go through and be quite efficient with our time. 2 similar here. Second one is better. That one's a 3, 3, 3. Quite like, although the position of the pianist, she's moving. If she was playing the piano at that point, that would have been better. So I'm going to put that one to 2. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 images. Obviously, I could go into survey mode or compare mode, but I think it's just easier and faster to do it like this by having 6 thumbnails. You can kind of see which ones you like, you know, better. And I think 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. choice here. There's 3 of them, slightly different angle. I think I'll go with that first one. That one not, and that one's good. Good. Here it's essentially the same composition, but just with different exposure. At this moment I don't know which one is easier to edit. I suspect the second one, or maybe the first, but we'll see. So I'll add both of them, and I can always change my mind later. 3. Three. Waywoing is an amazing construction. How they actually built it, you know, it's quite a marvel of construction. Kaohsiung actually has many buildings that are like this, modern. The music center, the cruise terminal. We got the 85 tower. Yeah, there's quite a lot of important building here. One thing Kaohsiung lacks, and I think is the vibrance of Taipei. What do I mean by vibrance? Here in Kaohsiung, it's quite a big city. People just ride around in scooters. You don't get people walking so much here in Kaohsiung. I don't know whether they're lazy or if it's just because it tends to be hotter here. I don't know. Okay, just going through. 2, 3. Okay, so that's done. So now the next step, I've got 74 images here that need to have keywords and metadata. Actually, I should just add, let me just double click. You'll see here that this is how it's made up, and it also needs to have GPS data. If there's no GPS data on the image, it also will not pass through to the next level. So I know for a fact that I added GPS data to these before I imported them. So yeah. So, and I also added keywords. As you can see, these have got keywords on them. So what I need to do now is just to put a title for these. Of course, you could go through image by image and add titles, but because time is important here, I shan't do that. I should just select all of them, and the title is going to be Waywoing. Waywoing. And when I add this now, watch what happens. All of the images will disappear, as if by magic. So the next step is edit. And my edit process is typically pretty fast. You'll be relieved to hear. So, go into the develop module, and I've got a pretty simple workflow for most of my images. On my left here I have a loop deck CT, and I typically use that most of the time. I'm just going to move the mic a bit further away. There we go. Okay, so the first step I do is auto tone, and then I will add some texture, some clarity. This is a little bit overexposed because I didn't notice that my exposure compensation was a little bit, I think it was +1 stop. So I'll take it down a little bit here. There we go. And then when I'm happy with the edits, I'll just press the green label, which is the 8 key on a normal keyboard. But on the loop deck, I have a separate button. I'll just press and it puts the green label, and that one will make it disappear. This one I'd already actually done because I used this one for the thumbnail, so this one's done. and then it's a similar process as before. Texture, bit of clarity. You notice that these have got a profile already applied, across plus red. Now this actually comes from Lightroom, and you can set it in preferences, presets here. So you can actually, no, I didn't. I left it a camera setting. So whatever profile I've got selected in camera, when I take the image, it will be applied here. You could change this to different presets. So on import it will set this preset, but mine's just camera setting. So whatever my camera was set to at the time, that's the profile that I'll have here. Of course you can come in here and you can change. You can choose one if you wanted a different one. Yeah, so for example, pro neg high. But I like Acros R. I like black and white. Okay, that one is done. Next, I'm going to say that one is done. This one, auto tone and texture, clarity. It looks slightly like it wants to be rotated a bit, so I can do that on the loop deck. Just rotate it like this. I think that's better. Actually, before I do that, let's just try something else. Let's try the transform. You'll notice that my panels here are not in the default order. If you right click, you can customize it, and then you can change them around, turn them on and off to suit yourself based on your workflow. So I put the transform second, and then I can try this one upright. Did it make a big difference? A little bit, but I still want to rotate it to the left a bit, counterclockwise there. Okay, so that one's done. Next, auto tone, texture, clarity, and again this one I'm going to rotate it just a touch to the left like that. Done. Doesn't take long to go through images like this, you know, goes fast. Texture, clarity. I'm going to put a little bit of vignette because it's very bright up here. I could, you know, do it selectively, so just select him or just select the sky. Actually, yeah, let's do that for demonstration purposes. So if I make a filter here, I want to select the sky. You can see that Adobe Lightroom's made the selection there, and now on the loop deck I can actually go in and just affect the sky like that. And I still think that these palm trees are a bit overexposed, so I need to actually do something with those. So I will go and lower the highs a bit and take down the exposure a touch there. Raise the shadows. Just like that. Oh, that was me just turning on my air conditioning. It's getting a little bit hot in here. Okay, done. Auto tone. All of these are slightly tilted, aren't they? Must be my head. It's off to one side. There we go. Texture, clarity. I could of course make a preset for these basic adjustments and then just apply it all on import, but you know, you need to do something, don't we, as photographers? Done. Tone. Raise the shadows a bit. Drop the highs. Done. This one, you know, he's his face is hidden, which I quite like. Her face is hidden, so they're certainly not going to complain about being photographed, are they? Is it a great photo? Not really, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. This one also needs to go a little bit like that. Okay. And this one's pretty much the same as the previous one, isn't it? So I'll just put previous, and there we go. The building really is a spectacular piece of architecture, you know, all these shapes and curves. How on earth did they design it? Must have used some pretty advanced software to make this. And then actually getting the design and actually physically making it, wow. You know, it takes a lot of work. There's some smart people around. Okay, done. Previous. And again, it's a little bit blown out over here on the right. Let me just auto. Yeah, that's better. So I'm going to lower the highs a bit, drop the highs down, just to bring a little bit of detail back here. A bit more clarity, I think. Okay. Previous. Oh, that's too much, isn't it? On this one it was too much. There we go. Previous. I love the reflections and stuff here. And this shape. Look at the shape. Okay, auto tone. This one, I think the ISO is creeping up. Yeah, 1600 ISO, which, you know, it's okay. The X Pro 2, it's a pretty good sensor. I was watching a bit of YouTube today, and there was a thing from Fujifilm Rumors, and they say there's no imminent X Pro 4 release, which I'm quite sad about. I didn't get the X Pro 3. Why? I don't know. I mean, I was still happy with the X Pro 2. I think I didn't feel the urge to upgrade just for the sake of it, you know. And I'm still happy with the X Pro 2. But now it's 8 years old almost, my camera, and you know, I think it's time, if something new comes out, to actually buy something new. But yeah, there's nothing. Apparently there's nothing coming out for this year from Fujifilm as regards X Pro 4. Yeah. What do you guys think? Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to an X Pro 4? See, it's quite blown out here. And there's no detail left. It's so blown out, there's no detail. So in this case, my instinct is don't even try to save it. I'm going to reset it. And I'm going to leave it blown out like this. Because it's better to have nothing there at all than to have something that's kind of, you know, obviously incorrect. And then just use the contrast and the dehaze and the to actually you know, bring out this pattern in these windows and stuff. Yeah, that's okay. This one, let's try auto tone. Okay, that's good. Okay, like that. Opera House. I think I liked it before. Yeah, I like it like that. Again, the rotation is out. Yeah, okay. texture, clarity. One thing I did notice about my X Pro 2 is that there's some dirt on the sensor. Obviously dirt on the sensor, it's more noticeable at high or at small apertures, you know, f16 or something like this, but I've noticed now on f8 I can see it, so I shall have to either clean it or get it cleaned. But mind you, it's not bad at 8 years and I've never had it cleaned so far, so yeah. This is a cool image, I think. The silhouette of the pianist. If I use auto tone here, I'm going to lose the silhouette a little bit, but it brings back some of the background. And I'm quite happy with that, though. Not sure about these people on the left and these people on the right. It might be a better thing to actually crop this one in. Yeah, still nobody watching my broadcast. Oh well, not to worry. Not to worry. So I'm gonna crop this down a bit. Again, I'm using the Loop Deck CT to do this. I think this will give a better composition. The pianist is straight in the middle. And I'm trying to balance out the distance here. The distance here. We've got people here, people here. That's cool. Like that. Okay. Looking good. Like that. Auto tone, texture, clarity, vignette on this one. Yep. Auto tone. Reflections in the piano. It's cool. A slight crop on this one, I think. But I don't want to lose the piano. There we go. This young lady's name is Cynthia. She's quite a good piano player, quite a good pianist. She wants to do a shoot when she's got her makeup on, though, she says, next time. So Cynthia, if you ever listen to this, then don't worry, we can do a shoot. You have my card. You have my card. Auto tone. Clarity. Okay. Yeah, somebody on the phone. What a shock. What a shocker to see somebody using their phone. I'm starting to get this what's the word for it? When I see people sat there mindlessly looking at their stupid phones, I'm starting to get, I wouldn't say it makes me angry, but I just feel annoyed by it, you know. People are just not present anymore. People are just spending their lives stuck inside of a little device in their hands. And I think it's a little bit sad that they're doing this. Again, we've got these three, I guess they're lights, 3 lights, 2 people. Gives 5 things all together, and I quite like it. This one I'm going to use a little bit of artistic license, and I'm going to bring over the, oh hang on, it was unlocked. I'm going to bring in this side a bit like this to balance it. So I'm not using the original dimensions, the original ratio. I've changed it because I think it's a better composition like this. Clarity, yeah, I quite like her expression. Okay, auto tone, texture, bit of clarity and a bit of vignetting. There we go. Done. Previous. Done. Though the vignetting, I don't like it too much on this one. on the right we have this hot spot here. Well, what I'm going to do is bring in a bit of a gradient like this. I just want to darken down that area a little bit, so it's not quite so hot. Again, all this is done with the Loop Deck CT. There's buttons on there, makes it very easy to do these kind of things. Done. This was an experimental shot with different angles and reflections. I couldn't get both of them in like this, you know. It's a shame. I don't think I managed to get both of them. And again, is there a crop there? Maybe there's a crop here like this. I think there is a crop, you know, to make it better. Crop size. I need to keep this support, and I think this support should be vertical like this. Yeah, that's more interesting like that, isn't it? This one has a bit of noise, so yeah, 3200. I'll just use the noise reduction built into Lightroom. I'm not going to make a separate image. Obviously now Lightroom has a new denoise function, but this actually makes a new file, and I don't really think this image deserves to have a new file, you know. Don't think so. There we go. Quite like that one. And this one's quite a powerful image with the shape of the piano. Aren't they a wonderful shape, aren't they, these grand pianos? Again, noise reduction on this one. And do I? Yes, I think so. Like that. Done. Auto tone. Not quite so much exposure. Yeah. I like these images that the X Pro 2 produces, but you know, the GR3 that I normally typically shoot with, I think that I like the look of the GR3 a little bit better. And this one I want to crop it a bit. Keep the three things here. And I want to keep this in. So take it there. And noise reduction. Okay, good. Previous. Okay, these were the ones that have got the varying exposure, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen now with these. So I could make this one actually into a silhouette. I think this one's better as a silhouette. So what I need to do with this one actually is go back to exposure, and I'm going to take the exposure down a bit, I'm going to lower the shadows. Lower the blacks. Put a bit of clarity, just to bit of definition. If you notice, it's quite soft on the edges. I want to sharpen it up a little bit, like this. So I'm going to keep that one as a silhouette. I like it as a silhouette. But this one's already got some more detail in. Do you know what? This one didn't work as good as the previous one. When I increase the exposure compensation in camera, I've lost too much detail. I've lost too. Oh no! Cancel. I've lost too much detail. To bring it back via the controls. I still like it though, but I'll just have to leave it. I won't try to bring any of this back in the background. Just leave it blown out like that. This one I will I'll do eyes. I'm noticing that also that I believe, I could be wrong, but I feel that when I'm editing that the GR3 also has a higher dynamic range. I feel that if this was a GR3 image, I could bring back much more detail in the background here. This one you don't want to get rid of it too. That one, okay. Auto tone. Exposure. Okay. Yeah, I quite like that. This one's got the security guard here, don't want that. He came and stood here and I was just, go away. On the left of the image there's a bit too much negative space here, so I'm going to make this one into a square crop. Overlay. Where's my overlays? Crop main page 1:1. See, that's much better as a square crop. And I'm going to frame it like this. Might even bring in a touch of this like this. Oh, I've lost the square, haven't I? 1:1. Okay. Incidentally, if this the lock key here, if it's locked, you can just press A. A toggles the lock on and off. Apply. Yeah, I like that. See, that's better like that. Sometimes we have to look at images and kind of pick out the thing that we want to say, you know. This one I'm going to darken around the edge a little bit. Okay, done. Let's try previous here, see what happens. Overlay, change the crop a little bit so it's like this. Apply. This one needs a bit of it's not quite sharp. Shutter speed 80th of a second. Yeah, he's moving around a bit, you know, but it's okay. It's artistic license, right? Previous. That's a better shot. That is better than the previous one by far. He's sharper. Yeah, like that. So this one's, I need to undo that and do it again. I was using previous command to actually save some time, but not always is that a good idea. And this one, I don't want to take it out of the vertical crop. I think this one is a vertical crop, and I don't want to get this in the top, because then that's distracting. So I just want to crop it like this, and I can actually close in that a little bit. Oh, it's doing it again, isn't it? Ooh, I never know when it's going to be locked and when it's not, you know. Reset. Lock it. I just wish it would be consistent. I know it's something to do with the state that you accept the previous crop, if it's open or if it's locked or unlocked, but I just wish it would be locked all the time until I unlock it. So I want to just like this one, and then bring this one in at the bottom like that, just to keep this curve. Apply. Yeah, I like it like that. Clarity. Just leave the exposure itself. Touch high, that's better. Nice. Previous. No. Do two-tone. Overlay. Yeah, this time it came in locked. I think because I saved the previous one locked. This time I'm going to include this feature in the top, but include it properly, you know. There we go. Saxophone. I always wanted to play saxophone. Never got round to it though. It's a strange comment. How many times have you heard that from people? Oh, I wanted to do that, but never got round to it. You know, we have 4,000 weeks. The average person lives for 4,000 weeks, apparently. And how can we say that we never got round to it? I think it's a terrible shame, don't you? How can you never get round to it? Why is my auto tone working? It can't be the perfect. Oh, oh, oh! My loop deck's just it just turned off. Maybe it's crashed. Hang on 1 second. I don't want to run without loop deck. I'll take this moment just to see if anybody's here. Nobody's here. Nobody. Participants, anybody? Nope, it's just me. Ah, software update. There would be, wouldn't it, during the live show? I will do that later. So this is the loop deck software, in case you wondered what I was talking about. Actually, I'll take a little detour here and I'll explain some of it. So yeah, so the loop deck CT. This is loop deck CT, and so it comes already built in with these profiles come already built into it. So this is the device loop deck CT, and you'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these dials, and you can press them down or turn them. So these are for your temperature, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, texture, and then you've actually got 2 of these things, so you can swipe up and down here to switch. And it's very I love it actually. It saves so much time. And these are your mask tools. Copy, paste. It's awesome. Right, I can close that. Go back to editing. Right. Lightroom. There we go. Let's continue. Okay, auto tone, texture, clarity. Okay. This is focused on the mouthpiece. So clarity. Okay. I'm going to crop it in. And there, like that. Apply. Bit of vignette. The loop deck's not cheap, but I think it's, you know, if you do a lot of editing like I do, then I think it's worth it. Ah, the portraits. Nice. I did give them a card, and I was hoping they would actually contact me because I could send these to them, but I don't think that they've contacted me so far. Don't know whether they will. Maybe. That one, is that better than the first one? Yeah, and crop it a little bit. That. There we go. Tone. Okay, done. Auto tone. Done. I'm aware that this live stream is dragging on a bit, so I don't want to keep people for too long. If there were any people actually here, which I don't think there are, no one's watching it. But hey, guys, you got to start somewhere, right? It's all practice. Again, look at the building there. That should be straight. Let's see how smart transform is. Yeah, pretty smart. Smart, but not smart enough. See, that's better, isn't it? Okay, done. This just looks too dark. Sometimes, you know, it's taking some of these plain things that don't initially grab your attention can be very well. I just think it's a nice thing to photograph, and having this square shape in the middle of the frame is telling me I should make this into a square photo. I think I will. And what I'm going to do is actually put this square right in the middle of the frame. If that makes sense to you guys, let's have a look. I need to rotate it a bit, don't I? Just so that matches. Like that. So now that's, oh no, it's not in the middle, is it? Maybe that's not actually a square. I feel as though I need to have that at the bottom, you know? Like that. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, see, I like that. There's some kind of symmetry with this shape and the edge of the frame now. I want some contrast in this. and I want to bring up the blacks, darken down the blacks so there's more contrast. I could have used I rarely use levels. Should really try using levels, shouldn't I? Let's have a look what we got. Don't even know where they are here. Oh, they're tone curves. Bit of an S curve, they say, right? S curve. Does it make a difference? A little bit of a difference. Okay, like that. That one's done. Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. Previous. No. Sometimes you just know when it doesn't work. Sometimes you can be lucky when you use the previous button, and sometimes it just doesn't quite do it. Just want to see what that's like in color. Yeah, you see, it's not the same, right? In color, it's just. Sometimes I like using color, but not when you've got architecture like this. I think it's much better in black and white. I think the color's distracting, you know, but when it's black and white, you can focus on the form and the shape. This one needs to rotate a bit to the left, like this. So turn this one. Beautiful textures. Textures and shapes, absolutely beautiful. And here I stood purposely in the middle of this to get the black and the white. Quite like that tone curve. I'm going to try again here. Yeah, I like this, what it did here. Yeah. Okay. Tone curve, my new tool. No, I don't think so. I don't think I'll use it much. Previous for sure. And yeah, okay, what we got here? Bit of clarity. Raise the shadows a bit. Okay, done. Previous. Nice. Done. Auto. Clarity. Done. Previous. Done. Previous. And I'll change the crop. So I've got this in the one corner, these people in the other corner. I've lost a bit there, I need to have that in. As do I need to have this in. So I need to stretch it just a little bit like this. This one needs to complete. It can't be like this. It must complete down to the floor. you'll see what I mean here. So I could probably cut it just there. Thinking about it in retrospect, let's try. Overlay. Let's try it like that. Apply. Yeah, that works. That works like that, but it just completes to the floor there. Yeah, eyes are a bit too. Oh no, no, they're not. Okay. Done. This was the lights. I like the lights here. Yeah. Nice. Getting towards the end, you'll be happy to hear this is almost the end of the editing, I'm sure. Couple of shots, I think, and then it's done. I think this is the last one. This is the last one. Yeah, auto, clarity, texture. And that is going to conclude it. I'm pretty sure when I press, yeah, no photo selected. So now, if we go back over here to the library module, you'll see that now we've gone through. We've got 94 images total, and 71 of those are done. So, done means that they've all been flagged, rated, keyworded, titled, GPS, and edited. And the green label is what is used to actually signify it as done. And this is super powerful because obviously at the moment only images that meet the done parameters, i.e. this, will show. But I can have a global one here. So 4,454. So these are images that I've taken. Let me get rid of the side panels. So you can see that over the past year or so, these are all images that are marked as done, you know. So each of these is marked as done. And it's a really, I think it's a really good system. It's a really powerful system, and if you want to take advantage of it, then I'll see what I'll do. I'll link the video down in the description. If I can add a card, I'll add a card now at the end of this video to the actual tutorial that I made on how to set it up. If you want to work like this, and I think it's a great way to work, then please follow my tutorial and have some fun. Guys, I'm going to turn it off now. So thank you for watching if you've watched, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.